With us now is Brad Bowman, Senior Director of the Center on Military and Political Power with the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Brad, in addition to your 15 years as an active duty Army officer, you also worked on the Senate Armed Services Committee and as a national security advisor. So you are well qualified to do this interview. How big of a breach was this, Brad? And talk about what kind of damage could have been done.
Thanks for the opportunity to join you. Yes, during my time in the U.S. Army and my time advising members of the Armed Services and Foreign Relations Committee, I had access to classified information throughout that and went to the Military Intelligence Officer Advanced course. And I would tell you, just as trying to be a straight shooter here, this was a serious mistake that should have never happened. And you have partisans on both sides doing what partisans do, trying to spin it to advantage. But that's the bottom line. And it's dangerous. And it's dangerous because we have adversaries of the United States who are working overtime to try to penetrate our systems, to gather intelligence, to hurt us. There's debates, this is war plans, this is not war plans. Let's be clear. This was a discussion on an unclassified messaging app about weapons, targets, and timing of future attacks. That is fundamentally classified and should have never been discussed on an unclassified app. Why? Because that information can be used by our adversaries to kill U.S. service members or make their mission less effective. Full stop, bottom line. Should have never happened. We need to understand what happened, how it happened, to make sure it never happens again.
Brad, how common is the use of this app Signal across the government, particularly with classified information?
Signal is used by a lot of individuals in government, maybe in their private lives. The director of the CIA was making a case that it's used on some official systems, but that kind of misses the point because the bottom line is it's an unclassified system, and anyone who's had exposure or access to classified information understands you never put classified information on unclassified systems. Why? Because they're less secure and they can be exploited by our adversaries and used to hurt our country, our citizens, and our service members.
Brad, some have suggested this leak was intentional. What do you think?
I think that is silly. I see no evidence for that. And I think you have the administration basically acknowledging the truth of what happened here. And I'd say we should just be thankful that we didn't have a less responsible journalist on the line because he chose to not disclose some sensitive information here. And I would say behaved rather responsibly and admirably on the part of the reporter.
Yeah, thank God for that. Brad Bowman with the Foundation of Defense of Democracies. Thanks, Brad. We appreciate it.
Thank you.